Well, we're back. It's been a couple of weeks, but Steve and I have listened to our people and have decided we needed to get another podcast out there. So we got together and here we are. And Steve, I think you brought on a special guest, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. It's been a couple of weeks, and so we got something special for everybody out there tonight. And so we're recording this Tuesday night, and we'll release it hopefully first thing Wednesday morning. We have the head of marketing at rangestore.net and Steel Target Paint, Justin Steele. How you doing, Justin?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Cool,
Thanks for
man.
being on, man.
I saw some coolness in an email, and then I saw a social media post out on Instagram as well as Facebook. What do you got cooking over there? Some cool stuff for the 4th of July, huh?
No, Steve.
Yeah,
let's say this right. Hold on. What have you figured out I'm going to win? Okay. That's the key. Okay. Everybody should enter, but just realize I'm going to win.
Well, Justin, apparently Jeff didn't read all the way at the bottom when the small asterisk says official team members of Steel Target Paint shooting team not eligible.
Dang, read the whole thing.
Yeah, so we've got a big giveaway. We've been pretty good about doing giveaways here and there, but this one's really big. It's over $500 value. I'll start small and then give you the big ticket item. So we've got a bunch of small products from Rainbow Technology, our parent company, that's included in this giveaway. Knuckles towels, they're good for cleaning your hands as well as tools. A great item to have in the range bag. We've got some lens cleaner towelettes that are good for the Hunter's HD Gold or whatever eye protection you're wearing at the range. We've got some sunscreen pouches, especially good in these summer months. I know you guys are busy shooting during the summer. We've got some stickers and a hat in there. We've got some silicone spray, which is good for cleaning and lubricating firearms. We've got 6 or 7 different colors of Steel Target paint that's going to be in there. And then the big ticket item is your choice of Hunter's HD Gold glasses, prescription or non-prescription. So the way to enter into this is you've got to have a Facebook account, and you've got to go to rangestore.net Facebook page, and you'll see the post, the 4th of July video, and all the details are on there. But basically, you need to like the post, like the rangestore.net Facebook page, the Steel Target Paint Facebook page, and the Hunter's HD Gold Facebook page. All of those links are embedded in that post. And you'll need to comment your favorite item that you've purchased through rangestore.net. If you've never purchased from us before, that's fine. Just comment and leave your name. We'll make sure you're included in the drawing. And lastly, you need to share the post. I know that creates more competition for yourself to win the prize, but that's the deal. So that's basically it. Do you guys have any questions?
All right, I've got a quick question. When's the deadline, Justin? When do people need to have all this done by? And then the follow-up question to that is when's the drawing going to be made?
Yeah, so we're going to end the contest and announce the winner this Friday, July 5th at 12 p.m. Central.
Awesome.
Excellent. Now, I've got a question because I got the email being on the email list. What is the Jungle Formula towelettes?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I think I forgot to mention that. That's also included in the giveaway. So Jungle Formula is an insect repellent that goes on your skin, and it's a towelette, so you can just rub it on there. We've been selling it to the utility, power, and telecom guys for decades, and they love it. So it can be used for them. It can definitely be used for shooters or anyone that likes to be outdoors and does not like to get bit.
Oh, definitely. That goes right in. I mean, my little comment on the post was every shooting session, I clean my Hunter's HD Golds with a lens cleaner towelette.
Yeah.
And Steve knows the range that I shoot at, and it can get very dusty very fast. And so those towelettes come in real handy for just that purpose.
Yeah, that's kind of how rangestore.net started. A lot of our products at Rainbow Technology have been used for the telecom and power industries since 1971. And then we realized, hey, if we're selling steel target paint to the shooting guys, there's a lot of these rainbow items that can double up and be used in the shooting industry.
And when I first used those, the jungle towelettes was actually at the 2017 South Carolina State Steel Challenge Championship that was in, it's at Zach Jones's home range. It was there.
Palmetto? Was it at Palmetto that year?
Yes, Palmetto. Thank you. And I know that Zach had a good time with it because he ended up putting some mosquitoes with, kind of like the circle and line through them. But that range was heavy with mosquitoes, and I was the only guy walking around like a boss, not swatting at mosquitoes on my legs. And so I did end up sharing with my friends, but those are a must-have. And the other thing that I keep in my range bag outside of the towelettes and the lens cleaner wipes, excuse me, is the sunscreen. So, Justin, I'm not sure if you said that or not. Is there any of those packs of sunscreen in the giveaway pack?
Yeah, I mentioned that. It's a pouch of liquid sunscreen.
Yep, those things are money too. Just when you don't think it's going to be sunny, like we'll talk a little bit more about it later, but the 2019 Georgia State Steel Challenge Championship at Strong Point, Georgia, there was no way, and you know what, Jeff, that I thought it was going to get sunny, but the sun did pop out, and I had one of those in my bag, and I shared with my friends, but did have to apply some sunscreen a little bit later in the day.
Well, there's still there's other things on this list that I know I've used. The fiber optic swabs are great for keeping your lens cleans on your dots. I shoot a Seymour. It's got a big one. I can actually get in there with a microfiber, but on my Carry Optics gun, I'm shooting the Sig Romeo 1, and those swabs are a lot easier to get in there and clean it than just a standard microfiber. So, they're going to help too.
Yep. In this giveaway, we've got a pack of 50 small swabs and a pack of the larger swabs. So definitely a good one to have at your workbench or in your range bag.
Excellent. So go to the page, like the post, comment on the post, share the post.
And make sure you like the rangestore.net Facebook page along with Steel Target Paint and Hunters HD Gold Facebook pages.
And, for everyone else that hasn't already liked the podcast page, like that too. It's not going to help, but you should do that anyways. Well, Justin, that is one heck of a giveaway. And it's amazing how you guys have really supported the shooting community. This giveaway is clearly geared for that. And so I know I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure everybody else does, and I'm sure the winner is really going to appreciate it.
Yeah, we've really just been trying to focus on promoting our product and our shooters, the last couple of years since we started with Steel Target Paint, and then kind of grown the product line at rangestore.net. It's been fun doing giveaways because it just gets a lot of interaction on social media and seeing, our shooters promote the products and use the products. And most importantly, have good things to say about the products, using them at the range. It's been a lot of fun. And, we're excited about, continuing to grow this.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Again, we appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right.
With Steve,
if we don't talk to you,
go ahead.
Have a great 4th of July, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Justin. Well, that's one heck of a giveaway. But, we're shooters. So let's talk shooting. Now, I didn't get to make it this year because it was a week after a level 2 USPSA match we had at the Wyoming club, and I was just beat. But probably 3 weeks ago with the Georgia Steel Challenge Championships happened, and I think you shot it, right?
I did, Jeff. It happened, June 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere in there. First full weekend in June. And you know what, Jeff? I don't always make good decisions, but this could be a bit one of those most interesting in the men in the world memes. But I don't always make good decisions, but when I do, I actually change my squad from Saturday to take off on Friday to shoot. It was raining, brother. Friday was pretty bad, but Saturday was completely out of control.
Well, you and I experienced the whack and the weather we had here last year at the West Florida Steel Challenge Championships. And it's tough to compare because we've got the covered bays, but it looked rough. I saw a river of red clay in a lot of the videos that were posted.
Yeah, and what happened was it didn't rain for like 45 days straight in Georgia, and then it decided because there was a major match coming up that it let rain for like 5 days straight. So when I did see it ahead of time, and it started raining, I think, on Thursday. It was kind of swampy, and then I did take off work on Friday to shoot the match because it looked like the forecast was 100% on Saturday, and it was only 90% on Friday. So that's a true story. So I said, let me wager it and see what happens. In worst case scenario, I can make up whatever shooting needed to be done on Saturday. And then the other thing that weighed in my decision-making process, I think on Saturday, I'd have to double check, but there were more than 10-person squads. I don't know if there were 12. I don't think there were 13, but there were more than 10-person squads. And I knew that if it was going to be inclement weather on Saturday, that could really, really make a long day. So that's why I shot on Friday. And it wasn't too bad on Friday when we got going. It was certainly muddy. And one of the issues ended up being that the range did not have, I call it 57 stone or gravel on the bays. They did have cover at each bay, which was great, but they didn't have gravel down at each bay.
Right.
Unlike the personal range at my house, Jeff.
There it is, people. You were waiting for it. It only took him about 8 minutes to get it to get that out this episode. So
it wouldn't be a podcast without it. But it's interesting when I put that in. My wife's like, "Man, that's going to be a couple $1,000." And I said, "Look, honey, we're in Georgia. When it rains, it comes down, and we got red clay. But what ends up happening is as long as you're not walking on it a ton while it's raining, it stays at the top and keeps the red clay where it needs to be." And so at Strong Point, they may have had some at some time. I think I recall at a couple of bays that they had some down, but it was completely gone. So when it started raining, it was so muddy. And I know that we shot there together, Jeff. I don't know if it's been last year or the year before.
Yeah,
last year. That far bay down there, all the way at the end, they had pendulum set up down there. It may have been accelerator at the time, or maybe it was pendulum and accelerator. But walking in there, it was dicey. It was probably literally 12 inches of mud. I mean, it was, and the crazy part is I just, I don't know, probably the week or two prior, I got my range tactical gear cart that you've seen out on Facebook and whatnot. It's got those thinner 12-inch wheels or something like this. And, they're a high quality cart, but I think my cart's probably a $500 cart, and somebody's looking at me like, with my grandma sofa umbrella on it. And they said, "Hey, Steve, you're going to go in through that with that?" I said, "Hey, look, man, there's no other way to do this than to, put the product to the test." And, with those smaller wheels, I was able to navigate in and out of the bays really, really well. But we did good in the morning. It didn't start coming down until about 3:00 in the afternoon. And I think we had an hour thunder and lightning delay. I was down there with Tom and Chris Barrett and Rick Mackey and a couple other folks. And we're down in the drenched bay down there. And, in between the morning session and the afternoon session, they had some mulch dropped off at the end of the range, and so they brought some and spread it across. Like, yeah, that'd be good. Oh no, all that stuff went away. And
I was gonna say, did it just float away?
Oh yeah, like 6 minutes tops. I mean, it wasn't even close. And so I took some video and posted it on Facebook. But man, it was probably the most inclement weather I've ever shot in. Because I mean, we're kidding around now, but there was a point in time I'm looking over at Tom and I'm like, man, do we stay here or do we run like little girls and scream, or do we head to our trucks? I mean, the clouds got dark and it rolled in. So, I mean, it was it was crazy. Trash cans started flying around and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, maybe I should have went to work and not shot today. Is the big guy trying to tell me something here or what? So, but after about an hour delay, it was raining lightly in the afternoon, probably the last three stages. And of course we were shooting outer limits in the rain. Nothing better than that. I can't.
Oh, been there, done that.
Oh, it's
fell
yeah.
down while moving.
I remember down there in Florida at
Yep.
the Casey's match there, the North Florida
The
match.
sectional match. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, it was a rocky time in terms of shooting conditions. But I'm telling you what, it was probably one of the coolest shooting experiences that I had. In the morning, I was squatted with Chris Barrett and Grant Kunkel out of Arkansas and myself. And it was one of those times, Jeff, that, you always hear people talk about when they're playing baseball or basketball or tennis, if you're playing with, or participating in a sport with somebody that's, really, really good, you step up your game. Man, I was very fortunate. I set 3 personal best overall gun times that day, even despite the inclement weather. And I think that was because we were just feeding off of one another. And, Grant shot lights out, and then Chris Barrett, man, he just, he pointed to the outfield and sent one about 670 feet in the water. He shot a 60-78, I believe, in rimfire rifle open. And man, watching it was smooth as butter. I mean, it wasn't panicky or anything like that. He's got a natural gift, I believe. We've been working together for a while, but it was effortless to watch. And outer limits, man, I wish I was like 20 years younger and 125 pounds less like him, because to see him go from one box to another, I mean, it's just like, it just brings a smile to your face, because it's like, yeah, he just crushed it. So, man, it was a good time. And Grant Kunkel, he shot a great rimfire rifle iron time like he did at Area 5. And, man, it was a good experience, but I didn't hang out. I know Ron and a couple other people showed up on Saturday, and I was feeling for them. I really was.
Oh yeah. It's, I've been there, and add on top of that, the dealing with the mud, we do have fairly, I don't want to say great drainage, but fairly decent drainage at the WAC. And, you do get to shoot undercover. But, it's just a terrible experience. And as you pointed out, you think back of the Michael Jordan playing with 103 fever and having one of the best games of his life. And it was kind of like what you guys experienced, where, you had all this adversity ahead of you, and you just buckled down and shot great. And that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it was a smaller state match. There was 147 entries, a couple of DQs in there, but the top 7 scores of the combined scores were under 70 seconds. And, I had, I don't know, 3 of those, and Grant had a couple. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. He had 3 of those.
It was you, Chris, and Grant had.
Yeah.
Owned them.
Absolutely.
And Grant was number 8 with a 70.06.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I will say this, and I love Grant like a brother, because we've done some training together and all that kind of stuff. But, there was another Georgia match that Chris and I both beat Grant, and he came back to Georgia, and we sent him packing back into Arkansas. But I can say that now like a big man, because he's not on the podcast. But, he's tearing it up, man. He really is.
Hold on, let me get his number. Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
patch
call
him in
him.
now. Hold on.
Greg, you listen to me? No, he's man, he tore it up at the Area 5 match in the World Speed Shoot. I mean, these kids, Nate Gibson, he just unloaded. Cole Bush again. They shot extremely well at Area 5. These kids are shooting in a rimfire rifle iron sight gun. Jeff, this is the first time, and I'm not sure if people know this or not, this is the first time I've ever scored a rimfire rifle iron time under 70 seconds.
Really?
I've been all over it, but it's just not a gun that I shoot that often outside of a major match, and it's a fun gun to shoot. But these kids are shooting 63, 64, 65 with that gun. I can't even comprehend what that looks like. And
64-46 he shot. Grant.
wow. It's
Rimfire rifle iron. The top 9 spots, 4 of them owned by Grant, 3 of them owned by Cole, 2 of them owned by Nate.
That's crazy.
You know,
At Area 5?
Hey, we've got a podcast veteran, Ryan Flowers. He was 10. And then what does it do? It goes back to juniors. Mackenzie Bragg.
Yeah.
Will Bush again. And then Ryan again at 14th. So, I mean, it's amazing when you look at what could have been world records even 2 years ago. Might not even make top 5 now.
It's crazy when you think about it and put it in those terms. I shot a personal best rimfire rifle open. When I say a personal best, I'm talking at a major match. It's not, I went down to Griffin. I shot a 62.
Or you went to your home range. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I shot a 61. It was awesome. That's a whole different ball game than doing it, at a level 2 or higher match. That's what I call a major match. But that 64.90 last year would have tied. And I'm not sure if Ethan's was a world record last year. He shot a 64.90 and won the whole thing at the World Speed Shoot. So that's how quick these times are getting. And there will be a sub 60-second run at a major match in the next months. I'm telling you, it's happening. I know that's on my radar. I'm not sure if I've got the ability to do it, but that's what I'm planning for.
Yeah. Last year, KC came close in Pistol Open. This year, people are getting close. Chris was, within 3/4 of a second at Georgia. I forget what the top score at the World Speed Shoot was, but it was in the.
Oh, I remember it was Mackenzie Bragg with the rimfire rifle open. She shot a 64.45 because she beat me by 1 full second. I shot 5.45, and no, it still doesn't hurt. But
I have told the story to numerous people of Mike getting up and giving her the intro and basically saying, "I want y'all to know you got beat by a girl." That was awesome.
And that's the cool part, though, from my perspective, is that, I don't care if she's a boy or a girl or what have you, but it's really, with these rimfire rifles, specifically rimfire rifles, I would say rimfire pistols, it's really gender neutral. I mean, the barriers of entry are relatively low to get out there and have fun and shoot it fast. And just because you're a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit this or a little bit that, it really doesn't give you a competitive advantage. Maybe an open, maybe some of those where, you can get a little bit faster draw time. But there's a lot of women out there, Jessie Duff, Casey Cochran, that can just, smack around a bunch of the guys anyhow. But what Mackenzie did was an absolutely amazing feat. But, hey, Chris Barrett shooting that 60.78, I think that's the second fastest time in rimfire rifle open ever shot at a major match, ever. In the top 3 fastest times ever shot at the World Speed Shoot. That's just, you just got to kind of pause and let that soak in for a minute. And he's got a lot more under the tank. And if he didn't blow it, Chris Bear, you listening? I hope so. If he didn't blow a smoking hope, when I say blow a smoking hope, he shot a 7.58. He was well within, Chris Barrett shoots smoking hope at 650 all day long. But it takes, it really does.
It's got to come together.
It's got to be all 8 stages.
Yep.
But shooting pendulum at 767, what? I mean, five to go. That's what I'm working on right now. That's what I was working on a little bit with Chris. Too bad I did because he shot a 736. No, 736. I shot, I think, like an 850 or something like that. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. He shot a 736. I can't even do the math in my head. What's that, 1.7, 1.8 seconds or something like that? That's stupid fast. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, you figure a 1.8 would be a 7.2, so it's like a 1.85.
Yeah, that's, and it is. It's different. Well, yeah, I shot a 1.83 in practice. Yeah, do that 4 times in a row. Be consistent. It's raining out. Everybody's watching you.
Right, with the pressure of a major match on your shoulders.
You got two of the best rifle shooters in the country just staring at you. What you're gonna do? You know what I mean? It's like, don't screw that up, Chris. I mean, good luck. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, other than you shot, you didn't get to Area 5, but you shot the Georgia match. You've been shooting any locals? I'm sure you've been at the range, your range, but you've been doing much lately?
Yeah, I've been trying to get out there and practice 2-3 days a week. Started a new job and all that. I won't bore you with third world problems, but that's taken a lot of my time, energy, and effort. And then I got sick here for about last week and a half. It's just, kind of wearing me down. But I've been practicing 2-3 days a week. I'm going to hit the range tomorrow. Shot the Griffin local match in June, the weekend prior. And so that helps. And then I'm shooting the Griffin match in Georgia here this upcoming weekend. So trying to get tuned up to come down to your match. Jeff, have you been shooting it all lately?
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there at least twice a week. 3 times is kind of tough for me. But when I do get out there, I'll usually hit 4 or 5 guns, 100 rounds apiece on a specific stage. I ran Pendulum the other night, and I've converted the X5 to iron sights for the West Florida match, and I'm going to shoot production. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. And of course, I'd done a little practice with Smoke and Hope, and that kind of builds your confidence. And then you come on to Pendulum, and you realize I actually have to aim this stuff.
You see those splits? It took me 8 shots, but did you see those splits? Yeah, I got you, man. Pendulums. Yeah, I've been shooting a little bit of single stack in the last week and a half because I missed shooting that. Been trying to. It's tough, man, to shoot so many guns and to be extremely proficient. And I know there's a lot of people that shoot more than I do, and then working on the draw and this and that. It's just it's really tough. But I've been shooting 5 to go here for the last week, 2 weeks. It's just it's been something in my head that I just can't get there, and been rattling off some good times, just not consistent, but broke back out the single stack gun. And man, I just love to shoot the 1911 platform. I'm smiling just talking about it, Jeff. So maybe I'll change an entry or 2 down to the whack and shoot that. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. It's going to be a good time. There's a lot of people that we know and love that are coming down there, and man, your registration, it's probably not full, but it's getting up there, isn't it?
So I'm going to look right now because I know there was somebody who was working on signing up, but there are actually 26 paid slots available. But I did the numbers this morning, and there are 236 guns entered in the match.
Wow. That
is going to break last year's record, which was a record for the biggest steel challenge in Florida. So we're about to raise that bar again this year. And, we've got the painters, so competitors will not have to paint. We move Showdown to a different bay, which is going to make it a lot easier to manage. It's up the range a little bit. Yeah, probably about maybe a little longer than the distance at the South Bend. The distance between, say, Showdown and Roundabout.
Sure.
Little longer than that, but we're going to have a golf cart. We've got a 3-seater golf cart, and we're going to be transporting the shooters around. And of course, shooters aren't going to have to worry about painting, so we can keep them shuffling around, getting them ready for their next stage. We're going to have a little warm-up match the Wednesday night before, and then lock in all the dimensions perfectly for position of the plates, height of the plates, position of the posts, and get them all painted and get ready for the match. So here's just for those that are coming and those that are maybe still on the fence, we're having a prize table. It's a random draw. I'm gonna get together with the range master, and we're gonna go through and randomize the numbers. First thing we're giving away is we're going to give away a Springfield Armory pistol. And everyone and every entry you have in the match qualifies you for that drawing.
Sweet. What model?
I think it's going to be an XDS.
Okay, cool.
I think it's not going to be a competition gun. It's going to be more the carry. We
Gotcha.
kind of figure everybody's got their competition guns.
Right.
So, so that, and then right after that, we're going to draw for the 22 conversion upper from CWA.
Oh, Chet's hooking you up, huh?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
oh, he hooked me up at Worlds, and I've done my best not to open the box, because if I looked at it, I was afraid I was going to do the wrong thing and not put it on the prize table.
Hey, you talked about it in the podcast, man. I'll be down there. I'll be, hey, where's that CWA?
That's right. Who won it? As long as it's not Jeff, it's okay. No, so everybody who has an entry, every gun entry is going to be available for that. And then for the other things we have, and we have multiple Atlanta Arms coupons, multiple Billy Strickland coupons. We have a coupon for $250 from Volk Kortson. I have 18 range bags donated by Sam Conway. I just got the invoice from Tandem Cross of what they're sending, and it blew me away. They're sending Hive grips and bumper pads, and I think there's some Victory triggers in there. And JP is giving us coupons. And so we're going to have, like we did last year, each stage is going to have a gun, and it's not the fastest shooter on that stage. It's whoever has the fastest string is going to win something. And then everything else is going to be on a random draw. Everybody has one entry to win that stuff. And when you come up to registration, they're going to get you registered in, checked in, and they're going to go, oh, you won this, and hand you your prize.
Sweet.
So
Hey, is my man Dustin with JP? Is he gonna make the match and do a little demo or not?
Dustin was going to try to make the match, and something came up, and so he's not going to be able to make it. But they're very supportive of what we're doing, and so they are going to give us some coupons for some money off spending at JP.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I'll have my JP GMR 15 with the ultralight barrel there. So if any of the listeners want to check it out while I'm not shooting, I'll bring some MD ammo with me, and you guys can have at it. It's a game changer for me, Jeff. It really is.
Well, I was fortunate enough to walk away with some of the coupons from the prize table at the World Speed Shoot. And I've got to make it through about another month of some bills that I didn't plan. And I think one of those guns is in my future as well.
Oh, it's money, man. Taking that extra weight off the front end. I've got the 12 and a half inch handguard with that 16-inch sleeve barrel. I think I shared this with you, but the first time that I took it out to the range at the local Griffin match in PCCO, I set 4 personal bests out of the 6 stages I shot. And then the next match that I shot another 3 personal best times. So I think I've shot 6 or 7 personal best times with it, and I've only had it for like 2.5 months. So it's crazy. And I shot a personal best overall time. I think it was 66.52 at the Georgia State match with that gun. And so if you don't think the lighter barrel helps you out, well, you must not be doing it right, Jeff.
I don't think it's the gun. I think it's the home range.
It could be. Just pro tip, that's a little bit more expensive. Over the JP. So start with the JP, folks, and then see what you can do about the home range thing.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, you know what? Share, we got this great giveaway from Steel Target Paint, but, we have our promo code. So why don't you share that with our listeners?
Yeah, if you want something off of rangestore.net, if you win or if you don't win, use discount code STPodcast10 to get something at rangestore.net, everybody.
All right, Steve, it's great talking with you. To our listeners, we're going to do our best to try to get back on track. It's the summer. You heard Steve's got a new job. I've been doing a bunch of stuff, but we're going to try to get these back into a consistent release mechanism, and we hope to hear from you. If you have any suggestions, hit us up on the Steel Target Paint Podcast Facebook page, or if you've got any one of our emails, we're always happy to take ideas and see what we can do.
And thank you again to Larry Joe Steely Jr., Steel Target Paint, Rainbow Technology for putting on this giveaway, as well as Brian Conley with Hunters HD Gold. Without the support of those guys in our industry, it wouldn't be what it is today. So if you see these guys at a match, they don't have to do these types of things. Give them a high five or just a simple thank you. I know it goes a long way with those folks. So.
I'm glad you said that too, because for those that don't know, Steel Target Paint is co-sponsoring the West Florida Steel Challenge Championships. And I forgot on the prize table as well, there's going to be one for the fastest string giveaway and another pair of Hunters HD Gold glasses on the prize table. So I would say rough estimate, the prize table's probably worth about $3,000. If not
cool.
more.
Yeah.
So, I know me personally, I don't shoot matches because of the prize table, but I'm no dummy. If there is one, that's a great plus. I'm just hoping we don't want to break a record with rain. We don't need to break George's record with rain.
No, we don't. We definitely don't. But, also to that point, Jeff, the next major match that I see out on the schedule for the Steel Challenge World is Area 2 out in San Luis Obispo, California at Kurt Grimes' match. There's still plenty of spots out there. I know Larry in Steel Target Paint sponsoring that match, as well as Brian with Hunters HD Gold. They committed to sponsor that match as well. So these guys are doing a lot for the sport. So.
Absolutely. And it's, you just said it. I will say it. We appreciate that support. And to all the sponsors and to anyone who does anything, Billy Striplin, he gave me 3 coupons for Striplin Custom Gunworks. And of course, Chet and all these people. And it's just, it's an amazing feeling to know that there's people out there wanting to support the sport. And it's good. And the sport is still growing. And you know why it's growing?
Why is that, Jeff?
One of the reasons it's growing, I believe, is because of the leadership at the USPSA.
Jeff, that's an absolutely great point. For those of you that haven't been checking your email, haven't been on social media, maybe you're spending time at your home range and not checking all that stuff like you should be, got something important that just happened yesterday. Jeff, you know what that is?
I do, but why don't you share it?
The election for the president of USPSA is now open. And so Jeff and I both have strong feelings towards one candidate. We won't get into that on the podcast, but our opinion is that you have a voice. Make sure you go out there and vote. And if you don't like something that's going on or you love what's going on, go ahead and cast your ballot and use your voice there. But please make sure that you get out there and vote. You should have gotten an email. It's pretty quick and easy. Log in, password, click vote, submit, put in an email address if you want to change it, and done deal. Do you know when voting closed? I know I did mine today. Do you know when it closes, Jeff?
There was an email that went out that described when how long it was going to be. I want to say it's a month, but I could be wrong.
I think it's the end of the month as well, but hey, you know what? Don't wait for that. Go out there and vote tonight or tomorrow. And
absolutely. Painless process. Click the link in the email, put in your code, select your candidate, and you're done. And it's, again, as Steve said, we have our opinions here and we're not going to push those on anybody. This is America. And we vote, and you get to vote for who you believe is the best candidate, and that's who you should vote for.
Absolutely.
All right, Steve. Well, have a good day. Good night. And we will see you here in, about 2.5 weeks.
Sounds great, Jeff. It was great talking with you again. See you out on the range soon.
All right. Bye-bye.